It's recording.
Now it's recording.
Yeah.
There, now it's recording.
I want to see you.
We'll scoot up so it can see you. I demand my daughter be seen on TV.
It's still not.
We'll sit over there and find your spot. Well, the camera's really just, there you go. There you go. All right, Olivia Grace, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. My game tomorrow.
Ooh, you do have a game tomorrow, and it's the last game of the season. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm kind of excited because of All-Stars, but then I'm kind of sad because I have to not see everyone on my team for the rest of the summer because most of them don't have phones or anything.
Yeah, that's a hard thing there. That's a credit part of the season, and then you miss out on all those friends because, you know, not everybody goes on to the next season that you're playing something with. But at least you have All-Stars, and that's cool because then you get a whole new
then I can meet
bucket of friends. Yeah, a whole new group of people.
But then when that's over, it's just them and Mount.
Well, then after that, you got first tee. What else? Probably play some tennis. Got you in the USTA. Probably start doing some tennis drills. And my hip's getting better. Me and you are gonna. How you feel about me and you get to start doing stuff together?
Yeah.
Me and you never really got to do much because I was hurt. And, you know, hurt physically, broken, and then, you know, going through coming out. How'd that impact you? Me coming out?
Oh, I didn't really care because I was like, oh, because like I knew I was not straight. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was just kind of weird at first.
Yeah. Like weird how?
And I was just like, oh, you don't like, you think about like your dad and you're like, oh, like that's just, it was just off. It was weird. But like, then again, no, because when I was watching Vampire Diaries, so Caroline's dad is gay. And I was like, you know what, my
I didn't
dad.
know that. I watched that show.
Yeah.
Man, see, I blocked that stuff out. Crazy. Sorry.
I'm trying to fix my hair, so it's like.
Oh, don't mess with your hair. Don't worry about all that. It's just no,
No,
don't.
it makes me mad when it's not right down the middle.
Well, let's hope that things like that don't affect ourselves to that.
It doesn't. It's just.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That could be my. I was like, what if my dad was gay? And that was like a few weeks before he came out.
Well, that's odd timing, but the universe seems to do cool things like that. Helps us out in ways we don't recognize until later, or maybe we just put connections together and apply meaning to it. And either way, it is what it is. So you might as well take the universe's bounty if you're going to, right? Be grateful, have some gratitude.
Get a green screen, so
yeah, we will. Eventually, this is just the very beginning, Olivia Grace.
Yeah, I know, just like a little one that you can hang out.
It's like everything else in life and sports, right? You can't go slam dunk until you know how to do a layup, right? So right now we're not in the slam dunk mode. We're in, I don't know what mode we're in. Right now we're just got our ball. For Big 5, we're headed down to the court. We haven't even started practicing yet. That's all right.
I think Anaya's sister got COVID, so she had to be taken out of the game yesterday. Oh
man, that sucks. I didn't really see that part because all I was doing was watching. You really?
It was like at the beginning, like when we were.
Well, I was driving back from Bridger's tennis match.
Me and Danielle were warming up. Rowan told me that. Rowan, not the one on my team.
Right, no, I didn't.
Why are there so many Rowans?
It's a very popular name. Rowan, there must have been some movie or a book or something. I might have missed that. I don't know. I was drunk for most of the 90s.
90s?
And that's a long time ago, the 90s.
Really?
Oh, man. And thank God we didn't have cell phones like you kids got. That'd have been a whole other reality show.
Another reality show?
Yeah, a different kind of reality show. That's okay, too. Because you gotta, no matter what you think you did, it's never as bad as you imagine it. I mean, unless you really did something horrible. But I mean, maybe let's really do some
Cheryl,
serious transgression, you know. And gosh, even then, you know, you gotta live with it.
you know,
No matter where you're at,
how do you disappear?
until you're done with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Um,
that was a big, deep thought.
yeah.
I don't know where
Miss
that
Dunham
came
still
from.
hasn't given us our test thingies back.
You disappeared. Oh, there she is. This is like a haunted Hathaways or something. Haunted
That
Hathaways.
song has been stuck in my head.
Michael, I've been watching that show. But they do that kind of stuff on that show. And it looked like that was a very 90s effect, which is pretty cool that we have all of this on here. I wonder what it would have been like if I'd have been out in the 90s. That'd have been interesting. Whole different
You
deal.
wanted him at mom like that.
Who knows? And you know, that's a whole deal there in and of itself, you know, Olivia Grace. That was one reason that I stayed in the closet. Also, I wanted to be a dad. You know, when I met mom, you're the result of me wanting to be a dad. You know, you were the first time I ever said, hey, there's the real deal. I want to have a baby. Let's do this. And you're the human being I want to have a baby with. You know, no matter what I'd had to find a woman to have a baby with. And it all worked out because I got you, and then I got Ainsley, and then I got Michael, and then I got Cheyenne
And
Bridger. Oh, man. And everybody's going to get to see them. They're awesome. And we love them. And it works for us, just how it's been working so far over the last 2 years. And we're going to continue to evolve as a family and as a group of human beings, you know, that for us, it's about arts and athletics, you know. Shawnee likes the arts, and I did too. You know, that's one thing that I would have taken more advantage of. I wouldn't have been so insular in my athlete persona that I didn't have the opportunity to pursue those things that I would have loved to have done. You know, especially if it had been acceptable at any level. I probably would have. I would have loved to have been in a few plays, and I enjoyed being in the choir. Like my kids all do, and their mom did. I mean, they're just like us. They love sports and they love, you know, arts and science and all the same things we love.
Well, in class today, everyone was talking about which electives they're going to take next year. And I have no idea what I want to do.
What were your choices?
I don't know. I think Chloe said that she was going to do something.
Well, I didn't ask who was going to do what. I said, what are the electives that you could choose?
I don't know. I think there's like robotics or something.
God, don't say or something.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, but you can say robotics, right? Don't then disqualify and diminish your answer, which had value, right? And then you take the value away from it by saying sometimes.
What did you do in middle school?
Well, we certainly didn't have robotics.
Well,
in middle school, I think gosh, what did I do? I did woodworking, which I hated.
That's definitely still a thing.
And I just wasn't very good at it.
I want to do like an A.
And then I don't know what my other elective was. I remember I made a truck. That truck was
welding?
badass. No, it was a badass 4x4.
Did you make it in welding?
No, I made it in a wood shop. And I had that thing for a long time, man. It was like badass, looked like a Bronco, you know.
It was like a toy?
Yeah, it was about that big.
Oh, wow.
And I had to make it and do all the dowels and do the machining and all that. But I didn't have that for some reason. I liked painting and I liked art and I liked building
I think
stuff.
I want to do kitchen.
I found out I liked learning about how to do it better than doing it. I like knowing how to do it. I like doing it a few times, but I don't have the patience to do it, to drill, right? I guess if I had the time, I would. And if I wasn't an addict to golf and tennis and every other thing that mechanic that I get my hands a hold of, that's where To me, that's artistry. To me, that's having a sandwich in your hand and being able to shape a shot and hit it over a tree and have it bounce twice and just stop right where you want it. And, you know, if you're Phil, it goes in the hole. If you're like us, man, it gets close, and hell, every now and again, one goes in the hole for us. To me, being able to visualize all of those components and having that executed, to me, it's beyond artistry. To me, that's magic. God, it's magic. You can't see 100-mile-an-hour fastball. The human brain can't see it.
Yes,
And yet, I know, but this,
I learned
I'm telling
something really interesting today.
we hit it.
PE. No, in PE.
She's heard this story a time.
Apparently,
She's like, yeah, whatever, Dad.
The fastest badminton record was in 2017 or 18 because we were playing badminton.
Well, badminton's awesome.
And then he said it was somewhere like 205 miles an hour.
It was probably 205 kilometers.
No, it was like
They didn't hit a
4,000.
shuttlecock.
No,
4,000.
No,
You said 4,000.
no, I said 200.
Yes, two. Okay, they didn't hit it 205 miles.
Yes, look it up.
I will.
Right now on that computer.
No, I'm not.
I will look it up.
No, you can't, or it leaves this screen. Look, and Mom's not here to fix it, so don't. But I'm telling you, they don't hit a tennis ball. They only hit a tennis ball 200
no, you
kilometers.
On your phone.
They can only hit it 120 miles an hour. And the exit velocity on a baseball is, you know, you're talking 100 miles an hour, 120. I would actually have to Google that one. It's been a minute since, hell, 4 years now since I coached baseball. Yeah, I kind of feel watching that.
Yeah, we were talking about the fastest on pitch in baseball history. The fastest guy, and it was 105 miles an hour.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It disappeared. Yet again, Olivia Grace. Heard but not seen. I don't think that's how the saying goes. Seen but not heard, I think is how it's supposed to go. That's all right.
264 miles an hour.
That can't possibly be right. The fastest badminton, well, I stand corrected. Good Lord. Wow. Huh.
264 mile, 264.70 miles an hour.
Good Lord. I would have never guessed that, and I'm not too far off.
Yeah, my screen's not so
Good Lord. This is what's the matter with this? Is your school computer?
Yeah.
That's janky. I can't believe they didn't give you guys touchscreen ones.
Well, they are. Mine just came like this. And touchscreen.
That's janky.
Yeah, and they didn't do anything to fix it.
Well, good Lord, man. Man, that's a newfound respect. Shit, now I'm going to have to start playing badminton. Well, once my hip gets better and I can actually play a little tennis and basketball and play around a golf or cross my legs in this chair. That was a bad decision with the hip.
God. Oh, no, is it not there anymore?
I probably shouldn't have done that.
I want to show something cool, but it's not there anymore. Oh, that's so mean.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that.
That was a mistake.
To cross my leg like that. So I forgot that's one of the prohibited positions. Boy, you think this dang hit? It's been great, but I had broken all these ribs too. Gosh. It's amazing what we do to ourselves with our brains, really. The drive that we can find to excel, and in that same drive, man, we can turn that on ourselves and just get the brunt of it. You can't do that. Hey, love.